Well, where are we right now on the real estate roller coaster in Hamilton and Burlington? AJ Ferroni of the Rosemary Ferroni team joins us with some answers. And we were just talking during the break that it's a bit more of a correction than a crash.
It is. We were up to 22% in February, and we've come down about 10%, but we're still up 10% from last year. So from last year's numbers to this year's numbers, we're up 10% still.
Okay, and the numbers you're talking about, are they number of sales or are they price? Average price.
Average price. So we went from 834,000 at the end of last year, and we're at 921,000 now.
Okay. So is there still that glut on the market though, where there are no homes for?
There's a lot of homes right now. So we had, the inventory was about 0.72 months, and now we're up to about 3 months. So there is a lot of inventory on the market. It's not moving as quickly. There were 9 days on market, and now we're up to 17. So we're 2 times the amount of days on market right now.
Okay, which is almost taking us back to pre-pandemic levels, because I'm kind of thinking that before the pandemic and you know, everybody's moving around, 17 days would have been, well, that's great. You sold your house in 2 weeks. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's excellent. My mom entered the market in 1988, and houses on market were 283 days, and that was average. That was normal.
Mm-hmm. So. Now, the Real Estate Realtors Association of Hamilton Burlington, the numbers are just out today, saying sales are down 37.8% from June of last year, and that the average sale price is down about 5%. So, who is this good for? Is this good for buyers, or is this good for sellers?
I would say it depends on your needs. So if you're a seller right now, you've made 10% this year already.
Okay.
And if you're buying up in a down market, you're actually going to get some value. So $1 million home that's down 10%, that's $100,000. A $500,000 home that's down $50,000, you have a $50,000 spread. So $100,000 down, that one's $50,000 down. So if you're buying up in a down market, you're actually going to make some money.
Okay. So are we still seeing people, like, if you have to sell your house, or you're going to sell your house in one city, that you've got to almost move out of the area to kind of get a comparable or moving up?
That's correct. Or if you're going to buy up again, like we just talked about, in a down market, we're seeing more first-time home buyers right now than we've ever seen for us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? And what are they coming into? What's a first-time home now?
So between 500 and 600,000. We just have one for 585. And a lot of people's parents are telling their adult children to wait for rock bottom, but nobody knows when rock bottom is going to come.
Yeah.
And when rock bottom does come, or if it does come, you're going to have boomers come back in, you're going to have investors come back in, you're going to have immigration come back in. Right now, you're not competing against anybody.
And what will interest rates be like then at that point, right?
Who knows,
like,
but
I remember 12%, 18%. So
yeah, my parents were 21 or something like that when they bought their property. So I think what you're going to see is right now they're being tested at, if you're at 5% interest rate, you're being tested 2% above that, so 7%. So the test is quite significant.
Okay. We're also seeing things like, anecdotally, I haven't seen an open house sign in years, and I'm seeing them all over the place now. So yes. it's that part of, okay, things maybe will sell a little bit faster if you do an open house.
Right, and you have to do everything as a realtor. You're being paid some good money to do this, so you have to try and do everything in your power to move that house and get viewership to the house.
So you're working harder now.
Working harder, and you should be.
So what's your number one piece of advice then if you are thinking of selling?
If you're thinking of selling and your need is that you want to relocate, now might be a great time. If you're thinking of buying up in a down market, now might be a great time. I think if you're coming from a house that's $1 million house and you want to go buy a $500,000 house in the same area, I don't know if that would be such a great idea.
Okay. AJ Ferroni, thanks very much, and we'll get your links up on our social media,
Thanks,
ch.com.